Do. How's it going, Tomer? Uh,
Hello there.
so my mic arm officially broke this. It broke this morning. I had to do some shenanigans to fix it. And I was gonna fix it some more. Basically, here I'll show you what it looks like. Oh, luckily no one was injured. Oh, damn. Sorry to hear that. Was it in like your vehicle or like someone you know vehicle or like an Uber, taxi? Hope everything is okay though. Friend's car. I see. Everything is fine, not too much damage. Okay, that's good to hear. Dim. Yeah, so I officially have, well, I had insurance, but I officially have insurance again. That's the news with me. How's it going, Shreddy? The bad news is I won't have an appointment until next year. That's how like booked the hospitals are. But I did some research and I found some other hospitals or like I don't know if they're like private practices or something, but they accept my insurance. Why is Blurp? It's something that they added recently. They added like a bot. I banned Blurp. Let's see if it still does it. Here, let me try. I'll do a hello there and see if it still works.
Hello there.
All right, there we go. I banned the bot. Blurp is like it's what I use for the audio. It's like an extension, I think. But yeah, they never had a bot there. Interesting. Or they never had a bot, message in the stream. But yeah, I'm still, dude. I feel burnt. I think I am burnt out because I was exhausted when I didn't get much sleep today though, actually. So it doesn't help my case because I had to wake up early for the appointment. We streamed and then I woke up like I only had like maybe 4 hours of sleep, so that might be why I'm tired. But yeah, I'm still tired. What did I tell you? You don't know what you're talking about, Shady. I'm not burnt. I'm just tired from waking up early. Yeah, like I was telling myself that I was burnt, but it's actually, yeah. After I put it into words, like after I said it out loud, I was like, oh wait, I woke up super early. Yeah, I'm not burnt out. For a second, I thought I was though, because I'm still super tired, but yeah, that's something else I think. Also, Cloby, how's it going? I think you said hi, right? Yeah, you did. Okay. Set some limits? Yeah. I will definitely, regardless of, even if I wasn't burnt, I think today we are gonna take it a little slow. Honestly, all we're doing lately is a lot of art. Oh wait, but I did want to code. I did want to work on something new today. We'll see what happens. Cause I'm still not entirely sure what we're gonna do. I want to make like basically. Background, obviously like a background textures and foreground textures. You did a little art today too? Nice. I also have a started 7 hours ago, still on it. Honestly, art is very time consuming. For the amount that you get done, I feel like art is more time consuming than programming. Like if you want to, I guess because when you're working on art, you're also polishing it. Whereas with like code, you kind of just like, you might get a small feature done and you're like, okay, we could leave it here. Whereas with the with art, it's like there's a specific amount that you want to achieve. Could also be that I'm a better programmer than an artist. That's also true. But even then, like, it's not even art that I'm doing sometimes. It's like, just putting things into a sprite sheet or setting up the structure. Like polishing, yeah. So I don't even do much of the actual art and it's still time consuming, so yeah. To get everything perfect, I think takes a lot of time. But yeah, I do want to have like, we were doing this morning where like we have, gray, let's call it gray because we have a black background, but like gray bookshelves in the background from time to time, but then also on top of that we would have the brown ones, or the foreground ones, and like I think it could look good like this. These would obviously cover these. Programming is harder, yeah. Fixing all the true. It might not seem as intuitive for people to like think of the edge cases. In fact, yeah, it probably definitely isn't intuitive for most people, I would say, who don't program. It's not really like programming. I feel like it's not even like, oh, who's the smartest in the room. It's like, how many problems have you solved in the past to recognize, the pattern. All right. So it all takes time. But I've been doing code efficiently. Yeah. Found a cool bug in the first boss of my game. He's a flying necromancer, and if you jump under his feet, he will attach to your head and get stuck while you run around. 468 by 660 boss sprite right now. I'll tell ya, it's long. I see. You have a huge resolution, Shady. I do not envy the resolution that you're working with. To be fair, a lot of your sprites and stuff are like straight shaped, or like like boxy looking, which helps. For the scale, it'll almost be the whole height of the screen and 1/3 of the width. I see. But yeah, I'm thinking we're gonna make a new tile map. 720. Yeah. We're gonna make a new tile map for background objects, which will be these guys right here. And then we have the foreground. Furniture. And then we could also, I'm not sure yet, we could do background, foreground, and then we can also do like a wall background. Or a wall tile map. Most of my game doesn't have too many wall tile maps though, or wall decorations, besides like, you know, we have like the paintings, chains that we can put on the wall, maybe skulls we can randomize. We do have that atlas that we could work with, but those are within an 8x8, so like, oh. I'm trying to think, because okay, there's another issue with our current tile map, or with what we currently have going. Cool, man, thank you. I was actually just lurking on your stream. I hope all is going well. Oh, and Bad Cop, how's it going? And Icy Lava, welcome everybody. I could showcase some of my game. How was your stream? What you been working on? Davey's here. Let's see. I think, are you still working on the puzzle game? Made tiny progress in my game, so it went better than usual. Nice. Hell yeah. I've been pretty lazy, actually, lately. I think I'm finally feeling the burnout. Or, that's what I tell people. I'm just pretending to be burnt out, so people still think I'm human instead of an NPC. I'm trying to see the gameplay. It looks pretty good.
Okay.
From what I remember. If it's the same puzzle.
What are you doing? What is so funny?
Oh, that's me.
Did you get approved? Did your game get approved to be famous? Did you pass the
Can't fool us.
famousness contest? Or
Just made a loading screen for the puzzle game.
Thing is called.
Oh, and Titan. How's it going?
Let's
Alright, well, if you have any clips you want to send over,
wants me to push the version of the engine to the crate.
you can definitely check it out. Titan, how's it going? I was also lurking on your stream. It's funny how you guys decided to raid me. I did want to say hi, but I was about to start streaming, so I was like, ah, let me not. How's it going? What you been up to, Titan? Oh, for anyone who is interested, I could showcase some of my game. It looks a little crazy at the moment because we're trying to redo some of the art. So you can see there's like hella particles everywhere. It's just spamming everywhere. Heavily inspired by Celeste. This one's pretty basic. I mean, this is like the chapter I always showcase. Here's the new chapter that we're working on. Oh, we're in the demo version. But I'll showcase this one. No worries. Fast travel system. Made some nice progress today. Hell yeah, nice. So you're back to out here alone. We recently, so I started working on new enemies, like this new enemy class. Well, it's this one right here. But on top of that, so we have like these eyeball enemies, and then there's ones that shoot projectiles at you, which is going to be, you'll see that in just a second. But they're all a part of the same class. Like you can still bounce on all of them, but they do activate each other. So the second you hit one eye, they all look at you, but they also activate any other enemy you might encounter, except for the laser eyes. You'll see, but we actually might make some updates to that too. But I am taking a break from that. We did some level design, and I'll probably work on one more enemy, which is going to be like if you've I think it's very similar to the, it might be a little different, but like, you know, in Celeste where they have those in the temple, there's like this this eye looking thing that like looks at you and then it like rushes towards you. I'm thinking of doing something similar with that. But it might, it might just have like line of sight of you, and then like kind of just approach you like line to line, like something like that. Just like, oh, it sees you, rushes at you, sees you, rushes at you, sees you, rushes at you, wherever the player is. But yeah, we'll see. I haven't designed the enemy just yet. But yeah, this is the current chapter, and honestly, like I say this every time, but every time I work on a new chapter, it becomes like my new favorite chapter, and so far this one's been pretty good. The level design is also a lot of fun. If we can get past this area, I can show it off. Whoa! Oh shit! Have you seen the trailer for Lucid? Yes, I have seen that. So that person, yeah, I like the game, but that person is literally on like, that person spams our subreddit so often and our Discord. I really like the project, but he never even like, he's never even active in our community, which sucks because like the game looks very impressive. But I don't know. It does look like a really cool game, and you can see like the amount of effort put into it. But yeah, it's kind of like, it almost feels, I don't know, when you see those types of posts, they seem so fabricated, like they don't even really care about like the feedback or anything like that. Like, at least from, my experience, maybe I'm a hater or something, I might be, but yeah, like it's kind of like a running meme with me and the other admins too, from that person, just because it was like he's been there for a long time, like he's been a part of the community for a long time, but he's never actually participated in the community. He's kind of just there to share his game. But I mean, yeah, maybe he's on the huge grind. He has been working on the game for a while. I get what you mean, honestly. Yeah, I mean, again, like, I might do that with some communities too. Like, when I post my game on like r/indie games, I don't really like, I'm not really active in indie games. I kind of use it as a medium for promotion. Even with like stuff like Twitter too. Like, I'm not really active on Twitter. I just post, my game, and I'm just like, all right, hey guys, here's my game, and then back to development. But I don't know. I guess because solo dev is, a community that we created, there's like, I hold it to a higher standard. So I'm like, oh, like, how do I say this? Like, imagine if someone only joined your stream to talk about their game, that's kind of what it feels like. Or yeah, or like imagine a friend who only talks about themselves. That's what it feels like. So while I think the game looks great, my my attitude towards the person is like, oh, rather than just promoting stuff, yeah. And I mean, like I said, I do my fair share of promoting too, and someone might see that, like I said, like on Twitter, I'm not really crazy active on Twitter, so like whenever I post my game, someone might be like, oh, all this person does is share their game, so I get it. Sort of. But again, Twitter's not really a community, it's more of just a, social media platform. But yeah, this is the other enemy. This one, all of these enemies have been refactored recently. Oh, yep. There's supposed to be more rooms here, but let me see. You could pick a publisher. I honestly don't know too much about publishers. Ideally, honestly, if I could, The only type of publisher that I might be interested in is maybe like, I mean, that is most publishers, ones that like just do the marketing for you. Yeah, I don't really know too much about publishers. Ideally, I mean, it would be cool if I could get no publisher. If this can be like completely indie, but I don't know if that's like. Again, I don't know too much about that area. I have looked for publishers in the past, but not seriously. Like, okay, if what's his name is if Video Game Donkey were to be like, hey, I wanna, dude, what's with all the raids? 3 raids in a row. Thank you, everybody. How's it going, Coffee? I don't think I've been shouting out anyone who's been raiding me. I'm gonna go out for Koovie Man. Is that how you spell Koovie Man? More raids, yeah. Just make sure. Oh, he's right there. Shout out. What a day to get raided. We were just talking about how this is gonna be like a lazy, unproductive stream. And everyone decides to raid me today. But yeah, how's it going, Coffee? Here, I'll check you out. I was looking at your game lately. I didn't even see some of your gameplay until recently. It actually looks sick. And it's all made in. This is a custom engine, I believe, right? Toilet break. We do that on our stream too. Toilet breaks. We're a little bit more direct with it though. Davey, thank you. Yeah, again, I apologize if I sound sleep deprived. It's because I am sleep deprived. But yeah, I hope everything is going well. Coffee? Here, wait, I know you have a Steam link. There it is for anyone interested in seeing it. I think Coffee's stream is a little, or their page, because I remember looking at your game and it looked much better than your screenshots. Let me see. Maybe your trailers might be a little outdated, or maybe just because I saw the development, I was like, oh yeah, he's going straight to bed, so don't know whether he's still around. All right, no worries. Well, for anyone interested in checking it out, here it is. And for anyone new here, I'll give a. I mean, you can see some of the gameplay on the bottom right of the screen, but we could do a quick playtest yet again for the new raiders. So yeah, this is my game. It's a Celeste-inspired platformer. Pretty similar. If you've ever played Celeste, you'll notice some similarities. The actual like values and like the actual like physics of the platforming is different, but in a nutshell, you know, dash, jump, springs, walls, wall jumps, stuff like that. You know, platforming 101. That is what the game is all about. And speedrunning. That's like, I guess I would say the main appeal. Although, you know, you don't really have to be a speedrunner to play the game. But yeah. And this is the new chapter that we're currently working on. Yeah, I played so much of this. The bottom right of the screen will showcase most of the gameplay. But yeah, right now we're trying to figure out. Again, I am sleep deprived, pretty tired, feeling a little lazy. So we're gonna just probably do some art. But I might try to figure out. We were just trying to figure out like how to balance between background tiles and foreground tiles. Oh, I closed Sprite. I turned off my computer this morning. I wish I didn't because we had so many files open. Let me see. Cool new decorations. We have like so many Sprite folders open too. Here, let me see. I know there's like a recovery mode. Looks nice, thank you. And also thank you for the follow. Turn my light. Waiting for my network. Alright, Sprite is starting up. But yeah, we have like our first chapter is supposed to look like a library. And if you saw when I started it, it was a little crazy. Like there was like just too much stuff going on. There's like floating furniture, floating books everywhere. But yeah, you can see Sprite decided to open. If you look in the left side right here, like there's like these blue bookshelves, and then the brown ones. Obviously, the darker ones would be part of the background, and then the lighter ones would be part of the foreground. But they're all under the same tile map at the moment. If you have a larger image in the background, usually it'll spawn like behind the object, but it'll spawn behind the smaller object, but I don't necessarily want to handle it that way because we might have smaller background objects and large foreground objects in the future. So maybe making something, like all-encompassing would be kind of nice. So we might figure out something for that. But there's one other issue, and I'll bring it up in just a second. So we like randomly place furniture. You can see it doesn't look too... It's kind of like... It's not random at all. We originally were spamming it everywhere, so like you'd see like... Yeah, you can't see my mouse here. Wait, let me... Let me turn on capture cursor. So yeah, you see the pieces right here. Yeah, they're kind of just like in order, like one tile apart or two tiles apart, and then you place another one tile apart, place another one tile apart. Like it looks too symmetrical. Originally, I spammed it all across the screen, and that looked kind of cool, but it was also like just it just looked like there was too much going on in the game. So what I think I would want to do is still spam it across the screen, but make sure if there's an object already there, or an object that already is taking up the space, make sure you don't place another object. But it really depends on the object. Like for instance, if we had one of these larger tiles, in the tile map, we could place stuff in front of it, kind of like this, where you see this large book. This large bookshelf, and then there's like a box in front of it. I think that looks pretty good. Or there's a table in front of it. I think that looks pretty decent too. But yeah, also see how there's like two bookshelves right here. I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna do. Like, do I want to just put bookshelves in the background and like maybe just remove these lighter ones? I don't know. Nobody has the answers to these questions yet. But hopefully we'll figure it out on this stream. Isabel Pets too, thank you. Gonna call it. All right, thank you again, Titan. I did not give you the shout out yet, so I guess you're next in the queue. / shout out Black Boy Titan. There we go. Yeah, let's try to figure that out. Okay, so at the moment, how our like no worries, thanks. Have a good one. See ya, Titan. Peace. Titan's also a solo dev working on a platformer too. So, or it's not a platformer, but it's a side-scrolling type game. I think Titan and I have very similar art styles in terms of like maybe like dark themed games. Although Titan is more of a, I think probably a better or a more interested horror fan than I am. I'll see you, Titan. But yeah, let's try to figure this out. So the other issue is that, yeah, we place a tile, and then what I do in the next tile over, we see if it's a valid tile for placement. But I think what we're going to want to do instead is check if the tile is already used. So we have to record all of the tiles that this one consumed. But the thing is, certain tiles we want to... Yeah, there might be certain tiles that let's say the large ones or like the background ones, we don't want to like consume the size. So I think we would have to like hard code this, or we don't. I'm trying to think. Like the only way for us to make this work is like every time we add a new atlas, we would be like, oh, do we want this one to stack or not? We'll see. We'll figure it out all in time. I think the first thing we're gonna do is, maybe we should like hand draw all of this onto the like we have a tile map at the moment. Let's try to figure out like what would even look good if we hand draw it, and then if we like the way it looks manually, then we'll try to kind of like procedurally place these objects in the game. So yeah, let me go into chapter or world demo is what I call it. Whoops. Where is it? So yeah, this is the current tile map that we use. So like everything is like, you can see, actually you don't see these. If I run this script right here, you'll see it in just a second. Like we randomly, this is me adding like a crap ton of objects at the moment, so it doesn't even look pretty at all. You can see the top items, they just randomly place one of these tiles right here. Either it's going to be something like, let me see, one of these vines, or I call them vines because originally we had like vines growing from the top, and then we started adding new textures. So these are the banners, and then we also have these, which are just upside down furniture pieces. And originally they were stacking. We could actually make them stack again because I do think it looks relatively good. But yeah, I think we're gonna erase everything because I don't know exactly how we want it to look. What I might do first, let me see. Let me try automating it one more time, or like just running this. Yeah, you can see it looks really ugly in my opinion. The furniture pieces are not that frequent. We only have 1, 2, and only 3 pieces, and they tend to spawn towards the left side. Like the frequency is like, or the probability that they spawn is like pretty high, I guess. But we also cap it at 2 or 3. So yeah, it looks pretty ugly at the moment. Hopefully we can fix that. I'm gonna try just manually placing it, seeing what looks good, and then see if we can apply that to our game. So we also have these darker ones, which I think also looks good. I'm not sure if spamming it looks good. Let me see. Probably does look pretty decent though. Even stacking them like this looks kind of cool. So yeah, what I was thinking to do was also like the ones that blend in with the background, because this one looks so close to the current tile map, it wouldn't be a bad idea to just separate the tile maps put this one on like a, you know, a lower Z index here. Doesn't look too bad. I think our particles are, so you can see furniture floating around. Let me actually remove that. These were manually placed at first, but now we have particles that spawn into each room when they load up. Let me go into room particles real quick. Room particle, I think it's called paper. Z index, we set it to -1. I'm not entirely sure. I'm gonna set it to 1. Let me see if that fixes it. All right. So this looks pretty decent for like a background. I kind of like it actually. Let me see. Maybe we might even just make this the tile background if we could figure out how to make that look kind of good. Stacking it. Only issue is if it doesn't like fit into the room perfectly. It could like, you know, drip over into the next room and you would see it here. But if we spam it everywhere, then it wouldn't be an issue because on the next, you know, once you're in the next room, the texture would overlap and it would like take over. So you wouldn't even see the, you know, you wouldn't see it like going over into the next room. But I'm not sure yet. Let's keep looking into this. Also, like I wouldn't know how to go about it, but like procedurally drawing furniture into the entire map would also be really cool. Like, you know, just having like a bunch of bookshelves everywhere and like, you know, tiny ones that fit into crevices if we have one. Like right now you see there's like, there's a little gap here. This is like 8 pixels. So to have something fill up those 8 pixels would be really nice. Or like filling up this area too. This whole area could be books. Or it could be like, you know, if you actually look into, you know, a library, like maybe this would be some sort of corridor. Or although the the structure of these rooms don't really fit what an actual library would look like, so maybe not. We'll see. This looks relatively decent. Let me see what else we could do here. So we also have brown bookshelves, I believe. Let me see. I think I removed them because we were testing some stuff out. Let's see. Okay. This one, let me see, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Alrighty. I'm gonna go back into this tile map real quick.
Hello there.
Yeah, how's it going, Ethier? Oh, why didn't it didn't save? Try that again. This is a different texture. Library large bookshelves recovered. Oh. Yes. Hashtag NSFW. You already know. Alright, new atlas. I'll just add this one for... yeah, we'll do this for now. Although, wait, no, these are a different size. This is also the other annoying thing with atlases is that like they have to be the same size, and like every time you mess with the size here, like I go into here, you can see. Oh wait, the subtile size is correct. Here, we'll just edit this one then. Like that. You'll see that we get like a few invisible ones if we actually put this into the game. These are considered textures. If you oh wait, what? This one is misaligned. Okay. I'll quickly move that one over. Who doesn't like invisible walls? I don't know. They aren't invisible walls, they're just invisible textures. But yeah. So yeah, if you put something in the tile map, as long as it's in front of the texture, like on the, a tile map or like an array goes, or like, yeah, your array goes from left to right and then top to bottom. So if it's technically to the right, it doesn't go over the previous texture. Obviously that's an issue. But if we have like smaller objects, so for instance if we put like something like this, usually it'll be fine unless you put it like, oh no, because these are lower, they're actually ahead in the array, so like any small object will actually spawn in front. That's actually pretty good. So we can sort of get away with like placing things in the foreground as long as they're smaller than the background objects. So that's kind of good news. Early in GTA 5, I came across a bug that allowed my character to fly. It was great. Look back at it and think of it as a feature. I never understood in like I always, sometimes the almighty algorithm shows me like GTA gameplay, and it's always like people doing tricks, like vehicle tricks, and like there's this weird thing with motorcycles where if like you tilt your motorcycle upwards, like you do a wheelie but like almost upside down while you're flying, it like makes you keep going almost, I don't think it's infinitely, but like it's for like a really long time. And it looks like a bug, but it seems like they've kept it in the game for so long that it's probably a feature at this point. GTA 5 mods. Yeah, I haven't played GTA since like, I think I played the summer of like my senior year in high school. I think that's when I played the most, and then after that, never again. But yeah, I'm trying to think. It would be really nice to put this in the back. Let me see what it looks like if we just spammed it regularly, how we currently do, or not regularly, or like not spamming it, but like just neatly across the screen like this. But what if we make it so that if we don't have enough space, like right now, we can't fit this in. Begorly, how's it going? Also, some dingus gifted me a sub. Not some dingus. It was fourth page. How could you call them a dingus? They were so nice. It was. Do you know fourth page? I don't know if he's like familiar in the game dev community, but yeah, he's gifted me a bunch of subs in the past. I don't know how to thank him. I barely know him too. And he was just like, every time not every time, but like the first time he saw my stream, he gave me like, I think like 20 subs, and then yesterday he sent me 10. Not that it's like, it's not a competition, guys. Drug money, yeah, probably, if I had to guess. I saw you on I think I saw you Were you on NPC is clearance 0, prove me wrong, and high? Who's clearance 0? Where did I see you? I saw you on Jotson's stream, I think. Bananatron, how's it going? Erectile dysfunction drugs? Yes. Those are really hot in the market lately. You look Jotzi. Irish strength lifter, let me see. Clarence 0. Are they also a streamer? Super nerdy, I'm sure. Oh yeah, this is me. I have these muscles. Oh, I've seen this guy before. I think I've seen this clip. Or like this video. Oh my god, the transformation though. What the hell? I mean, okay, from 20, this was like when he was 17. Okay, that makes sense. Pretty cool. Uncanny. Yeah, it looks like me, totally. Looks like he can be Superman. Clarence Kennedy transformation. 15 years of training. Wow. 15. Oh, wow. But yeah. Is this a video or are these tests running? Oh, no, yeah, it's a video. You're talking about the bottom right? Yeah, it's a video. 15 years is like 3 indie games. 15 years is 1 indie game that's never been released. It only takes between 6 months to 12 months to serious gains. Yeah, I mean, to get like noticeable gains, I would say. But I mean, if you want to look like that guy, he's been training obviously for a very long time. I think it takes a long time to. If you've been training for like while you were young, I would say it's relatively easy to like bulk up, just because you know the freaking. Also, I'm not like a scientist. I don't really know. I'm just speaking from like personal experience. But like, you know, the neurons and stuff, the nerves are so used to lifting lifting weights that it's kind of easy, like to get back into it, or you know, to make a transformation in 6 months because you're able to lift so much weight. If you capture keystrokes for replay, maybe that kind of test would be doable. Yeah, that would be a good way. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, we can get some sort of like tool-assisted speedrun going. That'd be nice. Imagine if that was an automated test. Yeah, I mean, we could say it is. I have this running on like 10 different computers on different operating systems and stuff to test functionality, and we're just spamming between them to check the consistency. This is live from players. Yeah, actually. Live gameplay. Should put like a little thing right there. Faster iteration. Yeah, but here we go. No, I was gonna put live gameplay, but it's too much work. especially since it's a lie. But yeah, I do want to here. Let me see what this looks like, cause yeah, there's a empty tile right here, which might look weird. We could also like maybe place them a little bit more neatly. Back from your lurk, welcome back. So let's say it's like randomly, like we'll just pick a bunch of random textures. Sometimes I don't think it'll fit, although usually our max size in a room is 320 pixels minus 32. We'll see in just a second. So I mean, technically this fits, but not really. Oh, this actually fits perfectly. You got a haircut? No, I did not. So yeah, this looks decent, but it's not. Oh wait, what the hell? It looks like this texture is let me see. Oh, I guess it just looks weird. Trying to erase it. Where is it? There we go. Oh yeah, we are spamming a texture somewhere here. Would not call it that. It's indeed is not a mustache. It's just is. But yeah, I still don't. I don't know. Like this looks pretty. Okay, let me try it again, but spamming it. Not spamming it, but like. Let's see, like one, and then we'll randomly select another one. We'll place another one. Do that. Honestly, this might look kind of better. If we randomize like maybe one or two tiles between, which is something that we definitely can do. Let me see. One, let's do two, and then we'll do three. And then 1, 2. I mean, this doesn't look too bad either. From all that testosterone and horse steroids I take. Yeah. How'd you know? I also take a horse tranquilizer from time to time. Alright, this looks pretty decent. And this is, like, manageable. Like, this is literally just us randomly placing it. Grandpa listening in. Alright, so what's next? Oh, Octo, you really know how to make me smile. I'm really smiling right now. Although I don't believe it. Okay. And then the foreground would be the same here. Let me, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to duplicate this so we can keep this just sticking around. and then we're gonna try to automate the background minus the large ones that we currently have. So I'm gonna go back into our vines. Let me see. I'm just gonna place these for now. Found on YouTube, only join Twitch to see chat. Wow, that's pretty cool. Desired. You know, it's crazy. Like, I think also Octo found me on YouTube, and so did Juho Sprite, and so did, I want to say, Mr. Glick as well. There's like, sometimes I wish maybe I should have stayed on YouTube, because like all the people who are like actually, I mean, there obviously are more people who are interested in my stream, but yeah, a lot of them were from YouTube. But I mean, I guess there are people from. Oh shit! We deleted the time app. Whoops. Ah shit. Whoops. Okay. Juho, A98. Yeah, there's a few of you guys. I guess you'll have a larger organic potential audience. Twitch is niche. I don't know, actually. I'm not sure. The thing is, with Twitch, you get people who want to see live streams, which is nice. So, like, you know, some people might not be into live streams from YouTube, and they might start watching you. I mean, I guess there's like, it doesn't really matter how you got to the channel, because like, yeah, you could be the first introduction to a stream, to live streams for someone, which also has some benefits. Whereas like, if you grab someone from, you know, so you have someone like Pagorally, who, you know, watches different streamers, you know, so like, if I'm not like, how do I say this, like, if you were to, you know, if you were to disappear, if I were to disappear on Twitch, Pagorally would be like, oh, let me just go on to the next streamer. Pagorally wouldn't be sad, you know? But someone who usually watches me, like for me, or like found me on YouTube, they'd be like, you know, oh, where's Practical, you know? Oh, Tomer would also be sad. But Tomer found me through Reddit, so like, yeah. People, I think if you found someone on Twitch, like on a live streaming service, it's kind of like, oh, it's just another. Not, I don't want to devalue anyone who watches my stream from who found me out from Twitch, but I feel like it's a little different because like if you already watch streams, it's kind of like, it was almost like you were bound to find me on software and game development. Oh, Pro 4, thank you. I mean, yeah, I'm not like trying to say no, like, oh, no one, I'm not trying to like be edgy and be like, oh, no one would miss me if I was gone. It's more so like being real about it. The algorithm forced you upon me. Yeah, exactly. And you let it happen. Pretty sure I was searching up Godot on YouTube. Yeah. So if you were searching up Godot on YouTube, you just stumbled upon me, and yeah, then you might just like this. You might just like me as a streamer or something, or like the content I make. But yeah, no idea how you found me. Lo-fi music and your title. Oh, that's funny. What are the chances? Lo-fi game dev. Right. I remember I used to name my streams that. Lo-fi and game dev. What a productive stream we're having right now. Alright, so I have these new nodes. Here, let's randomize it real quick. I can make this unique. If we make this tile set unique right here, it won't mess with this one once we delete the background objects. So let's go back to the original one, and now we can delete it, I'm pretty sure. Or just remove the dark ones, because we don't want those. Although, if we want this to spam correctly, we want to like just bring these down as well. I'm just going to update this texture really quick. Pigorly, I know you're saying the algorithm forced you, but I know you like to be around these parts. I know you loved the custom art I made for you. All right, why the hell is our furniture showing like if you started Undertale music any earlier, I would have never found you. Damn. We almost dodged a bullet there. Hey, why is the furniture spawning in? Weird. Say furniture. I assume maybe we just hide it or unhide it. Let's see. No, I don't know. Should I? But I'll get rid of it for now, or like we'll move it out of the scene. Just like that. Humans will be extinct by 2026 because of the current strong El Nino on top of global warming, on top of self-reinforcing feedback loops like forest fires and permafrost thaw. What should we do about it? What can I do to help? These look pretty cool in the background too. I might draw some of these. Okay, so if we do this, all right, so you can see some furniture gets spawned in. We're gonna put this on a lower Z index. For now, put it on 0. Oh, these chains are also an issue. Should I remove it right now? I probably should. Oh my god. We added so many new textures and let me see. What is this? What is this texture called? Library furniture is 64 by 64. Nothing. No one can do anything to. Oh, okay. Well, at least there's some. You know, I feel like it's not like the world is ending. It's just, you know, worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, humans die. So like, it's all right. And also, it's not even all humans. It's like, I mean, it wouldn't be all humans. I'm sure there'd be a couple of rich ones who can like, you know, create like a little fallout shelter for themselves while everyone else dies. So some of the elites might survive, and then there's just us left, or just them left, and maybe they can like restore humanity. You know, they like take some eggs, you know, keep some, you know, they collect, you know, a bunch of eggs, a bunch of sperm cells, and you know, they continue the fight. Memory will survive. Yeah, hopefully they have like some servers to record like, you know, like games of the past, you know, games of the generation. Worst case scenario, the Earth atmosphere becomes like Venus. Papa Musk. But yeah, I think like, and then what happens after that? Like, I mean, there'll still be like organisms and stuff, like bacteria. Uh, I don't know what the human race is relatively young, right, compared to the rest of the organisms that have lived on this planet. So like, maybe it was just bound to happen. And that's okay, you know. Not every organism is meant to survive. Oh, we have let's just edit this one. Practical philosopher. I'm just shooting the shit. I'm not saying anything profound. Literally just, boom, boom. Shooting shit. It's disgusting, actually. It's flying everywhere. A rogue, seemingly desert Earth wandering across the universe could still have a tiny chance of blooming again under lucky and unlucky circumstances. This quote is from a peer-reviewed research paper. Yes, exactly. A desert Earth. Mmm, delicious. Mmm. When did you hit 1K? Oh, like 2 days ago. We had like a whole celebration and everything. I forgot to invite you. It was so much fun. Everyone was here. Everybody unfollowed. No. Oh shit. No, I'm kidding. We didn't do anything. We kind of just. I wonder when I think I got raided, and then like 2 people followed me, and then yeah. We went on had like a whole motivational speech like, hey, I was lucky enough to be born, relatively, just not poor. So I had an opportunity to do this, to stream. And, anyone can do this. It doesn't matter if you're poor, if you don't have internet, you can be a streamer too. And you can make lots of money. If you were born on the under the correct circumstances of not being poor. It's super simple, super easy. One trick doctors don't want you to know. What is your hourly income? It's less. We actually calculated this on that stream. It's less than 40 cents. Less than 40 cents an hour. In comparison to your OnlyFans, I make. It's not even comparable how much money I make more, on my Twitch compared to my OnlyFans. I don't know. For some reason, nobody wants to watch code on watch me code on OnlyFans. I'm not sure why. You're disgusting, Pigorly. You fell for the trick. Try coding with your toes. I don't have pleasant looking toes. I don't think it'll work out. From a young age, my toes were already fucked up. I got troll feet. Actually, the feet themselves are fine. It's the toes. It's the toes. They're like, I played, and recently I also played soccer, and like, oh my god, I lost a toe or a toenail. Someone fucked your toes. Where is this going? No. Oh shit. Get toe surgery. It's not. It's the toenail that's messed up. I don't know what it is. I played soccer. I lost a toenail. So that's already fucked up. I mean, the toenail grew back, but it's like, you know, it's never the same. Higher chance of freaking ingrown toenails for the rest of your life. Lost a toe. The way you say things. I've cracked my toenail 3 times. Yeah, it's disgusting actually, and it's so painful too. Or it's like the pain is manageable. It's just so inconvenient. Like you gotta, you know, just watch where you step, and if you get an ingrown toenail, oh my god, forget about it. It's like torture, worse than torture. But yeah, I am grateful for the follows and everything. I do like to, you know, what am I trying to say here? Be mindful that like I am pretty fortunate to be able to do it though. Not everyone can. You know, some people don't even have the internet. You know when my internet went out, I was like freaking out. You know, I was like, what the fuck? What do I do? You know, and then streaming from my phone at like 3,000 kilobits. I mean, actually, 3,000 kilobits is per second is actually not that bad. I could have managed with that, but I know some people have way less than that, or just have super high latency in their country or wherever they live. I think we definitely take it for granted sometimes. Who says 3,000 kilobits? Just say 30 or 3 MB. Whichever one it is. I say 3,000 kilobits because that's what OBS uses to calculate speeds, so. But yeah, it's 3 megabytes, 3 megabits per second, fast.com. My internet right now it's not that fast. It's like, I want to say 20 down, and like on average probably like 20 down, 20 up. Obviously it's going to be skewed if I test it out right now because I'm streaming. But yeah, it's not my internet that I'm using. Boom, boom. Or 3.33067 e to the 10 petabytes. Yeah. My internet in England with Ethernet is 1.2 gigabits per second. Nice. Weird flex. But yeah, I do want to figure out what to do here. If we could spam it like we used to do. Here, let me actually go into our Vines Tom app again. I forgot how I do this. I guess there's like a frequency. How much does your internet cost? So I don't pay for it. It's a family member who pays for it. I can't tell you how much they pay, but on average, for like, let's say you want 300 down, 300 up. Let me see, Verizon, Fios, cost. I think it's like 50 per month. 64. Switch to Fios home internet plans start at 25. So I think it's 25 a month if you're first starting out. So like the first year might be 25 a month. Let me see. 1 gig? No way. Unlock your home's potential. Yo. So 940. So this is for download. I don't know. They say this much for speeds, but like sometimes they mess with the upload speeds. Like sometimes it'll be like, oh yeah, 1 gig download speeds. But then the upload speeds are like 50 megabits or something, and it's like, what the hell? I've been duped. But yeah, the cheapest price, and honestly, 300 is more than enough. Like this is literally like 10 times more than what I have right now. Not too shabby. That's a lot. Where are you from? My English broadband is like 11 megabits max. But I mean, 11. Honestly, 11 is fine. If you're, or at least for streaming, it's fine. Oh wait, you said your English broadband. I thought that was Tina Poop. You guys are the same color for me. 20. So 300 megabits. Yeah, it's in megabits. So yeah, my average speed at the moment is like, I want to say on average 20 megabits. Also, usually says somewhere that it's actually up to the specified amount. Yeah, it actually says it right there. Up to 900, 940/880. But I think I remember. I know 500 is definitely. Whoa, this is a that's pretty expensive though. If I were to split it with someone, because like right now, if I were to get my own Wi-Fi, I wouldn't really split it with anyone. I'd probably just get the lowest plan. But this is not bad. $24. Again, I live in a country where this is relatively cheap. I mean, for a like paying this every month is expensive, but like, you know, seeing it in the moment. Also considering that I use a computer every day. Yeah. Oh wait, with autopay and without 5G mobile plans. With autopay and select 5G mobile. I don't know what this means. Maybe you need to have Verizon. Oh, yeah. I think you might have to have. So it's actually $50. I'm pretty sure actually. Yeah, it's probably $50. But like being new to it, they might do something. Oh, also, this is Fios. Let me see. What are other internet services? Optimum? If you don't have Verizon, it's 50. Yeah. So I don't have Verizon. But Optimum might be better if you don't have Verizon. NPC, have you heard of early returns? No. So 1 gig fiber internet is $70 a month, or $55 a month with mobile plans. Where do we see our other? Where are the other ones? Or do they only offer? Helps with a lot of indentation in your code. I see. Oh, early like just returning when if you're done with your code, or like you don't need it anymore. Is that what early returns are? Causing 5 indents. For something like this. If your condition to enter your next condition is if y is greater than x, then to indent stuff, you flip it to if y is less than x, then return next condition. Can you send me an example of what you mean? Is this turning into a sales stream? Apparently, people were bragging about their speeds. Somebody. So it's like $70. Yeah. So, I mean, I'd probably go still for the cheapest one. $50 is still a lot, but I would. It's a great thing. Saves you the if-else hell. Yeah. I mean, this doesn't really matter too much. What this is, because it's like it's just ran in the editor, but yeah, I'd like to know if there's a better way to write it. In the meantime, let me see what. Oh yeah, I was gonna do something here. So we set the max frequency. I'm gonna set this to 1. Whoops. Let me see what happens here. So it's gonna spam everything. Again, we do need to fix the case where it's like spamming the larger images on the left side. In the meantime, we're probably just not gonna draw these, but let me see. Yeah, it looks pretty whack at the moment. Let me try putting the larger ones in the front, seeing what that looks like. 23. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, obviously this is way too much. But... We still haven't decided on what we want these rooms to look like. Let me see something. Here, let me actually remove them first. We'll spam the smaller objects in our game first. So that'll be this. Alright, so let's say we have something that looks like... Alright, something like this. And then we have these large objects in again. Oh wait, no. Something like this. Oh, whoops. Wrong tile map. Here we go. I don't know why this one got replaced. Here, let me see. What the hell? Okay. This looks decent, I would say. Let me see what it looks like in game. Here's a Paceman giving you an example, and here's a YouTube short giving a better explanation. Let's look at the YouTube short first. Where's the volume? Help clean up your code. Okay. If not has stamina, return. I really. Oh. So it's literally just cutting it short. If has stamina. If not has stamina. Why would you... Oh, I see. Okay, I get it now. I get it. This is a... Okay. This is one example, and this is another one. If not has stamina, return, and then... So I'm trying to think. So, for my example, let me see. How would I reduce... Let's look at... Could this be applied to anything? Let me see. God damn, so many rates today. What's going on? Anderson Kev. Thank you. Welcome. Oh, I've seen you before. You we were actually talking about you on stream the other day. Maybe you know him, Shady Games. He recommended you. I think you liked my Twitter post, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I know Anderson Kev. He's a Unity dev, right? A Unity dev." That's so funny. Oh, he's a friend. You know him? That's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah. How's it going? What you been working on? Let me check you out.
Live tweeted out as well. I don't know. For it.
Also, let's bring back the music.
You're currently
Carrying objects for your game? Nice. You seem to have a Steam page too, it seems. Maybe. Possibly.
No.
Paper clay.
I never called you a dummy head.
Hold points. Boom. Carry points. So we don't.
You didn't get a single follow? Oh, damn. You got a better community than Saul? Well, you're probably a familiar on Saul. Like, Saul sometimes shouts me out. I don't get anything from Saul anymore. But I think it's because he's already,
No.
he's already exhausted his
Part
shoutouts.
of me think I should.
Pleasure meeting you. I'll come back soon. All right, Nate. Sounds good. Nate the Sound Ninja. Also, thank you for the follows. Polygon Pilgrimage, Nate the Sound Ninja, Jal05, and Blue Baba. Thank you, everybody. Carrying object. This looks so cool, actually.
Alright, hope you guys are doing good. Yes, I've been.
I'm sure you know it looks really cool since you're making it. But yeah, here we actually let's just check out the Steam page. Oh, this looks so much better. Dev is boring. Who wants to watch dev screens when you can just see, the final product? Or the product in motion. I want to give this a wish list too. For anyone interested too. Having a blast in your game? Yeah, let me actually... Paper clay. Bring this over here. to be announced. You do have a demo, it seems. Okay, this looks really, really well done. Also, I apologize if I skip. This is how I watch trailers. I think I've been conditioned by like how to market your game. This is like how people watch trailers, and then subconsciously I've just turned into doing this. It's no disrespect to your trailer. Just this is how I look at trailers nowadays. Unless, of course, it's my own trailer. Then I'm like, yeah, guys, check this out. This is an amazing trailer. Force people through it. But no, this actually looks really great. Oh, I love this. Here, what's today? Tuesday. I do. I'm sure you've had your fair share of people playtesting your game, but I do also playtest people's games on Saturdays. I can give you my my feedback. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Yeah, I will download it though. And I would say I have a fair, like, I'm working on something similar. I'm working on a 2D platformer. It's a precision platformer similar to Celeste. So here I could actually showcase some of the gameplay. So like in a nutshell, I feel like maybe we're kind of working on something similar. Although my game is, yeah, it's a little bit more like fast paced, because it's 2D. I think 2D games tend to be a little bit quicker, just because you don't have to worry about a second, or a third dimension, right? Like it's just easier in general. But here, yeah, I'll showcase some of that. If you've ever heard of Celeste, it's very rated because of the precision platform. Oh, nice. So yeah, are you familiar with precision platformers? I got into something new. Love to hear your thoughts. The demo on Steam is now 10 months. Okay, yeah. If you'd want to share a new demo, for sure, send it over. Played Celeste at least? Okay. Yeah, well, this game is heavily inspired by Celeste. Probably the... Wait, I think I'm playing your trailer. Here it is. All right, so this is the first chapter. It's we're actually reworking the art at the moment, so you'll see there's like just hella particles everywhere. It's actually really crazy at the moment. But it's getting there. It'll look crazy for a few more days, but hopefully, all the stars will align and everything will look really cool soon. But here, I'll show you another chapter. This one is the first chapter, so it's fairly simple. Here is chapter 3. You might have seen some of the gameplay on the bottom, but yeah, this is the newest chapter. It's like the hell chapter. We have in total 6 chapters, in total 6 chapters planned. We only have 5 at the moment, but this is chapter 3. And yeah, if you guys want, here I also do have a Steam. Did my bot ever spam it while you guys were here? No. Did not. Here it is. Or I guess our bot doesn't work today. Here, I'll share the... Boom. So Playing in the Corner looks awesome. I love Celeste, so this will probably be up my alley. Yeah. If you like Celeste, you'll definitely... It'll be very familiar to you. But I would say just don't, like, if you would like to play the game, just don't expect Celeste, because the gameplay is different. I don't want to say I'm trying to make a game, like, so whenever I post it on social media and stuff, it's always like, oh, is this a Celeste clone? And it's like, yeah, I mean, it is heavily inspired by Celeste, but the gameplay is different, and it's like, I'm always worried that, like, well, people might be mad that they're expecting Celeste, or no, they might be mad because they think it's exactly like Celeste, but then some people really like it because they think it's exactly like Celeste, but it's like there are elements of it that are different. Like I mean, just the physics and everything are different. So like, it's just it's a little weird of a spot that I'm in. But the people who, yeah, I mean, if you like platforming and you're into a new spin on the platforming aspect, like a lot of it involves enemies in the game, or at least that's the new plan. Like, you know, you're interacting with objects. You can see there's like projectiles shooting at you. It is consistent in like, you know, the same thing will always happen relatively, you know, based on your input. So like, you know, if you used a tool assisted software or a tool assisted you know, speedrunning tool or whatever, it should be, you know, the same almost every time. Since you play keybi only, you should add an option to hide the yeah. That's like one of those things that are like a quality of life thing that I need to add to the game. I just haven't, because it's like, oh, it's such a simple thing to add. Let me just postpone it. Let me keep it on the back burner. You can play with keyboard and mouse, or yeah. I think most people who are relatively new to platforming, they actually don't like, you know, arrow keys don't feel very intuitive for most people. I really like it, but yeah, I think most people would rather either use a controller for platforming for a game like this, or they'd rather use keyboard and mouse, just because, you know, maybe you're familiar already with like maybe, you know, playing an FPS or something. I'm like really bad at my game right now. I swear. It isn't always like this. Here, let me switch back to keyboard. Gotta go to bed. All right, I'll see you, Anderson. Thank you again for the raid and the follows and taking interest in my project. I'll see you around. Nimble Bucket, thank you. Also, thank you for the follow. But yeah, this is the other enemy that shoots lasers at you. You might see it if I don't hit it. Here, we can take a quick look. That's what it looks like. But yeah, this is the newest chapter. The level design isn't complete. It's not complete yet. I do want to add one more enemy to this room, or to this chapter. I'm just giving it, giving my brain a break. I think we completely like refactored the enemy, and we did a bunch of changes recently. And so it was super time consuming. I'm trying to release a new version every month. But yeah, because redoing everything was so time consuming, I think we're going to spend another month working on this chapter before we start on the next one. But it'll give us an opportunity to like polish stuff, and we'll probably make some updates to the other chapters as well. Hiding the cursor is easy. It's not like I've spent over a week trying to get it to work correctly. Really? Is it really difficult to hide the cursor? With Godot, it's just a click of a button. Actually, not hide the cursor, but hide the indicator, obviously, because it's something that I made. We already have it as like a thing here. When there's no engine, yeah. So with an engine, obviously, it's just, you know, set cursor invisible or something like that. Dude, as someone who is a Celeste enthusiast platformer dev, do you ever feel intimidated by the original and what the modding community? You know, so honestly, I'm not intimidated at all. In terms of like, okay, in terms of like reaching the potential of like how Celeste did, obviously there's intimidation there. I don't think I can compete against Celeste. You know, Celeste was like a major, like they did everything correctly. And what I'm doing is kind of like, I mean, it's basically recognizing the amount of skill that went into it and making my own game. But in terms of like, you know, the novelty of my game, I'm not going to reach the same amount of novelty that Celeste has reached. My ego says, like, I don't want to sound pretentious, because like my ego says that I'm making a game that's just as good as Celeste in terms of like the gameplay and like responsiveness and stuff like that. But in terms of like the novelty, like how good Celeste did, for its time, and like being the first platformer that seems like they did everything perfectly. They've already taken that title. To compete against that is impossible. But to compete against making a good game, or just making a good game in general, you'd be insane to expect the same amount of. I'm definitely not. But in terms of the gameplay, I think I definitely could. But again, even that's a challenge. But you do have to be. I guess you can say I'm somewhat insane to think that I can compete against Celeste in that aspect. But I guess you do have to be a little bit naive or a little bit ambitious if you want to make a game. There is a sense of like stubbornness that you kind of have to have if you actually want to make a game to this, in any scale. You might hold your game to a higher standard than anyone else would, obviously. Here's another short NPC if you want to try that one. Not sure. Oh, yeah, I haven't forgotten XTC. Sorry, we got the raid and we got distracted and stuff like that. Or, I mean, it was a pleasure distraction, but yeah, making it a game that like, I no matter what it's gonna be, I think it's going to be a good game. And I personally already enjoy the game in its current state. And it just makes me want to make the game even better. Like every time I make an update, like the standard just increases. Like, all right, I'm like, we make a first chapter, we make really responsive movement, and I'm like, all right, what's the next thing to do? And then it's never perfect, and like the movement is constantly being updated because that's the one thing that's always being updated in this game is the movement. To a certain extent, like the values do change, or the values don't really change too much, like the dash distance or like how fast you can climb a wall. But certain things like how responsive this wall jump feels, that's something that might change over time. Just because I'm always finding better ways to do it. But yeah. Hopefully that answered your question. It's funny because like sometimes I get like comments that are like, "Oh, why are you trying to make a Celeste clone?" But I'm not. I mean, I am. The game obviously is inspired by Celeste, but I'm not trying to make a Celeste clone. I'm trying to make, my own game, so to speak. But the novelty from Celeste has already been achieved. There's nothing you can really do about that. Unless you like start including other mechanics, which I mean I am with like the enemies, but I don't think that's enough to be a unique thing. But yeah, I also think like I think that's okay. There are no sound effects in the game yet, or are they just everything is pretty quiet at the moment? Yeah, you can see my volume is really low. Let me see. Master volume, there we go. And now it's blasting. Think you've done the rooms / camera well? Oh, you've been wave dashing too. Yeah, it's its own form of wave dashing. It's not actually. So how it works? Yeah, you can like jump while you're in the dash state, and it also resets your dash. It's a little different from Celeste. I know like usually wave dashing it involves like. You can get your dash back, but that's only if you jump. Like it's usually a down dash and then jump that resets your dash. In this one, it's a little different. I didn't want to. I do like the idea of wave dashing, but I didn't want to copy how Celeste did it exactly. The distance that you achieve. There's like, there's no like actual. There's momentum in the game, but it's not factored into a lot of the mechanics. Just because I want there to be like some sort of consistency in the game. But yeah, I'll show you another chapter real quick. Level select. We're in demo mode right now, so I can show you more chapters, but yeah, right now we're bound to the first 3. Can you do flat waves? You mean like, kind of like not a sine wave, but like one that like is straight, or like corner or like 45-degree angles, I would say, I guess. If that's your question. Actually, the thing I do, the very fast dashing. Oh, so in Celeste, what you can do is if you do a downwards, I believe if you do like an up or a down right jump. Oh my god, I'm trash right now. Talking at the same time is difficult. Downright jumps and then dashing, or downright dash and then jump. You can traverse the level really quickly, but it's one dash basically that like shoots you across the screen. Hope this isn't nitpicky, but it looks like you have a pretty good grace period after the dash. Seems like it's hard to stop Seems like it's hard. It hard stops the Yes, it does. Did you find it more comfortable for the player letting them continue? So the reason why I don't like, I want the game to be it's supposed to be more friendlier to people who have never played like precision platformers before. Personally, I know it might feel weird for like someone who just came from Celeste. Usually in this game, after a dash, there's going to be some sort of feedback of like you hitting something else, or like just something else happening. In the earlier levels, it's not as common, but like here, I mean, like here's an example. Like it's usually like constant feedback, whereas and in a dash state, like I'll actually show you chapter 4 too. We'll enable that really quick. But yeah, usually if you do everything correctly, or most things correctly, it's not like something else should happen. Like the momentum, quote unquote, isn't disturbed. But it's not momentum, obviously. It's, you know, there is a hard stop. I have been thinking about like bringing it back though. Hey, the green feature is interesting. Yeah, it's actually, you know, that's funny. It's funny that you should say that, because I'm gonna try to redo that mechanic completely. It was one of the earlier mechanics, and I do like it, but there is something lacking with it. But I'm not entirely sure what yet. But yeah, I get that comment, Blue Baba. There's basically... Yeah, it does stop your momentum. Or like, yeah, you completely stop. There's I believe I want to say it's 100 milliseconds. It's kind of like a stop. It's not a stop frame, but you're put into what I call a neutral state. But it's basically like a hard break state. That gives the player the ability to like think for a split second. That was my approach with it. When I first had people play test my game, it was very hard for them to like keep going after the dash, or like understanding that like input was still required when how do I put this into words? Like, it's super unintuitive for people if they've never played a platformer before to always press some sort of input. So for example, like, you know, you're a player, you hit a spring. This is like the example I always bring up. Let's say you hit a spring and there are like spikes right here. Most people, or like if you play a platformer, you know the second you hit this spring, you want to keep pressing right input to get across. If you have, for instance, if you don't have a dash, you want to keep going to the right. Like the second you hit the spring, the second your arc starts going up, you want to keep pressing right so that you can actually traverse the level. And it's like not intuitive for people. Like if you've never played a game platformer before, you're just gonna. This is usually what happens. Someone experiences the full dash or the full bounce, and then they're like, "Oh, I'm at the top. Now let me start moving across." But obviously, if you start doing this, you're just gonna fall straight down. And then they get caught in this loop of doing the same thing over and over. Like they go here, they jump here, they go all the way up, and they're like, "Oh, I'm at the top. Let me keep going." And it's like, as the developer, it's frustrating to see this. This is just one example of like seeing this happen. And the same thing can be applied to dashes, where I would see someone dash across they'd enter the dash state, and after the dash state, there might be a spring here that keeps your momentum, or like, this is usually my dash distance is 6 tiles right here. This is 6 tiles. The distance here, let's say, is 3 tiles, and ideally, the momentum would keep you going, so that you can keep going this way. But if there's no input from the player, usually in the neutral state, or if you're in the false state, if there's no input from the player, they'll drop straight down at this point. And so then it's like this weird in between. There's too much variability basically with like, either the player could keep pressing right input, or they can keep pressing left. Like, I mean, these are just other edge cases that could affect level design. They can keep pressing left input, and maybe there's a spring over here. Like, if let's say they overshoot from their dash because they could have either jumped and dashed, or jumped and used coyote jump and dashed, and like there's just so many little things that go into play that, like, if like limiting. I don't want to say limiting because it's like, I don't think it's limiting. It's just reducing the amount of variation that can happen in the game. And then you can increase that with just level design. But in terms of the mechanic itself, leaving less variability in the mechanics is like my approach when I made the dash, or when I made other things. Originally, when I first made the mechanic, it was, all I did was add velocity to the player, and they could. They end at like, a certain velocity. If they don't press anything, we'll just keep that velocity, but friction will keep being applied to the player, or they can keep pressing right and then they can continue that speed, or they can press left and they can start slowing down significantly and start moving to the left. It was just this weird, like, this weird gray area right here that created too many variations. So stopping it. But I will say I did design this at like, this was probably like 6 months into the development of the game, where I was like, all right, let me decide to stop momentum, or like, freeze the player basically. What did Celeste do? I think they dampened the velocity so you can just barely continue with the momentum briefly, right? If I remember, I don't remember the exact details. I didn't actually look exactly at how Celeste did it. I just did what like felt right to me, but I still do remember looking at it. But yeah, there is like this uncontrollable like factor to it. If you dash, there is momentum that goes this way, and if you try pressing left, it's like there's still velocity going in this. So there's a momentum aspect to it. You can have like a motion speed or something. Player, like there's probably 2 variables that they have. They probably have a player input motion. So so they might have movement speed, movement, and then they might have a momentum. How do you spell momentum? And then if you're in the dash state, they just set momentum to whatever 500. Whatever this arbitrary value is, and then once you're already here, you have 500, but there's also friction being added to this value, but then you can also have movement input, but maybe they could cap the entire velocity to 600 arbitrary units or something. I don't remember how they do it, but if I had to guess, it's something along those lines. But yeah. Wizzy Wizard, how's it going? Yeah, if you have any other questions about the design. But yeah, that's why I stuck to freezing the player. I might consider doing something similar to not like what they did, but keeping the velocity on the player. So like right now, what happens when you enter the state? You basically freeze for, I think it's 100 milliseconds before you can press right or something. What we could do is just slow down the momentum, or like slow down the state. Right now, this little section right here is, and I would have to make sure that it's just consistent with the rest of the game. Like the distance traveled has to be exactly the same. But yeah, we could set this to be like, what am I trying to say? Like right now, the dash duration is 0.2, is 200 milliseconds, and then the neutral state is 100 milliseconds. I could try figuring out something that like converts the player into the neutral state, but achieves the same amount of distance. But you have like this little in between, this little section right here, where the player's in the neutral state, where they can achieve that full distance or that maximum 6 tile distance or even 7 tile distance, but that like window is pretty small without making the game feel like they're being limited. I could do something like that. I think that's actually a good idea for the people who are into like Celeste. I think if you've never played Celeste and you see this mechanic the way it is, you're like, oh, it'll feel normal. But if you have played Celeste, it's like, oh, you're so used to the muscle memory of like, oh, dashing across and achieving great distances. But you're dashing so much in this game compared to Celeste, if you're not like speedrunning or anything like that. Like dashes are just more insignificant in my game because you're doing it so often. I would say it's significant in terms of like, it's necessary for the playthrough, but in terms of like, for instance, how punishing a dash is, dashes in Celeste are way more punishing, and way more significant too. But yeah, that's a good example. If you look at the bottom right there, that's a good example of like the neutral state in action. Those orbs they force you into. I was actually going to show that too. They force you into a neutral state. Let me see. We're currently in demo mode. Also, yeah, XTC. I don't know if you're still here. I still wanted to explore the links you sent. It's just been. We're on a rent at the moment. Are there any unique abilities? For the player specifically, no. It's just move, wall jumps, climb. Yeah, and dashes. Like the objects that you interact with, obviously, like manipulate your movement. But yeah, in terms of like the character themselves, no. But there is like, I would say like objects in the game that give you unique experience. Like for instance, right there, the portal that pushes you through. But I would say that's still like an outside element. But there are other objects in the game. Like this one is a good. Like I'm still gonna create more. But yeah, this is an example. This basically gives you 2 dashes. Or let me see if there's another example. Oh, or like the spinning orb. You might have seen that one where like the player was like spinning around. I plan on adding another mechanic pretty soon. This one is in the works. It's going to be for Chapter 5, which is basically going to make the, they actually have it sort of in Celeste, the whole flying thing, or like when you the feather, the yellow feather, or whatever it's called. But it's going to be different in this one. I do actually have a mechanic that's already like the feather. I can showcase that one too. Let me turn off demo mode so we can actually showcase some of the other mechanics. Because I don't think I show it in that little clip right there. And you can play it actually. The Steam page, I do have a Steam page. It only showcases 1, 2, and 3 at the moment. So chapters 1, 2, and 3. But also, if you're active on this channel, if you look at the channel rewards, there's a reward for people who want to playtest the game. Is it available on Steam Deck too? I never did anything for the Steam Deck, but I know someone who's played it on the Steam Deck, and they said it works. Yeah. So I think it is available for the Steam Deck. I haven't even touched the Steam Deck, so I personally don't know. But yeah, Tomer says it works. I also think Hellraiser said it works. Hellraiser is actually the current. Well, yeah, he's a current speedrunner holder for the old version of the game. But yeah, during my flight to PAX next week. Awesome, hell yeah, enjoy it. It's relatively short, but Yeah, I'm still adding. The demo is like, if you're really good at platformers, it'll probably take you like your first time around, maybe like 30 minutes, maybe less. But yeah, this was the chapter we were talking about. Oh, it's Goshu. We do have to mess with the Z indexes. But yeah, you saw this in the clip, and then here's another one. Speedrunning days are in the past. Yeah, speedrunning is like the one, like... But yeah, here's the other mechanic that I was talking about. How many chapters for the full release? The full release is going to have at least 6 chapters. And the chapters are going to be much larger than they are in the demo. But I do plan on doing a Kickstarter. So that's the bare minimum. I am planning on doing a Kickstarter too. I'm not sure, like, I'm not planning on it succeeding, but if it does do well, I would definitely expand on the game. And after the game is released, I also want to expand on it. So yeah. To start with, the bare minimum is 6 chapters, but it might be, it'll definitely be more than that once the game is either released or during the Kickstarter. I've got about 30 minutes before my work meeting. All right, yeah. We can get back to, yeah, we're gonna get back to development. We kind of went on a huge tangent. I think people have just been raiding so much lately. Today's a popular day, I guess. We also did just hit 1,000 followers, so maybe people are just... what's the record? So the record in the oldest version is currently sub 5. I think Hellraiser got it in version... It was in version 3, I believe. You can see it on speedrun.com. /memory. So yeah, Hellraiser got 4 minutes and 57 seconds, but this is on the old, like, this is one of the older versions of the game. It doesn't include, chapters 4 and 5, or 4 and 6, or technically it doesn't include chapters 3 and 4. But yeah. What was I gonna say? Yeah, there's gonna be a new... I have to like figure out how we're gonna do it, because this speedrun was for a pre-release, and we can keep updating it, but yeah, we'll have to figure it all out. But currently, the record for like the most recent version on Steam is actually held by Tomer. You can find that here. Where is it? Speedruns? Clips? Submissions? Right there. This one's by Tomer 548. This is on the latest Steam version. That GIF was terrifying. It was... Where was that? What? But yeah. All right, let's get back to it. XTC. You sent another short. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you. Okay, so if we wanted to actually make this, honestly, it doesn't really matter for this code, but for future reference, because we might refactor this again one day. A short return on this would be what? Let me see. If cell is great, so for instance, if this was greater than our cell min, we should just return it immediately. But wait, no, not return. Continue. Oh shit! I scrolled all the way up. And then okay, that's one example. So, but yeah, it wouldn't be a short. It would be if cell is greater than, or if not cell less than cell min, continue to the next cell. But wait, I actually don't. For each flip it and then return rather than entering an indent. So why is entering an indent? Is it for cleaner code or does it do anything? Let me see the original example that you sent. Is it? You don't have stamina. Don't think performance-wise it has any benefit, but it's certainly cleaner. I see. Okay. No, it definitely is cleaner. After your league demo, after your league game, you're gonna try the demo. All right, sounds good. Depends on the rest of the code it's structured. It could improve performance. Here, let me. I'm trying to think. Like, how would this even? How would this be improved? I feel like there's not much, but maybe I'm too smooth-brained. And this is what I'm using to add the decorations, like this right here. Now I'll show you. We were here. Let me do it in another room because we were just. Yeah, let's try it in another room. Let me try one that's. I'll try it in this one. It's like. It does some other stuff, but like the one that we're concerned with right now is, randomly placing the objects. This looks ugly. Like, this is not a good representation of what it's supposed to look like because it's really ugly at the moment. Here, if we like increased the frequency here, or like set it to 3 or something. To change your code, usually to early returns. Let's try it out. Instead of saying earlier, can we just say to just optimize this? Or will it like mess up? Give me 1 second. Boom, 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 boom. Might be more familiar. All right, let's try it out. Can you implement early returns on this piece of code in GD script? I wonder if it's even good with GD script. Implement early return. You can return statements. Here's code with early returns. This looks like the. Yeah, it seems like it just returned after all my if statements. You did it? Okay. Okay. It's terrible with GD script. I guess it wasn't a whole lot. Yeah, definitely wasn't. And everything has been changing lately. I feel like GD script might be pretty bad with AI integration. Maybe we gotta switch to like C# or something. Can you optimize this code in GD script? It's good in Python. Oh, we were saying. Oh wait, I think we already wrote this. I mean, this looks a lot shorter than what I wrote, but tried to early return it for you. Send me $5 to optimize it. Oh, we can just copy code. Here, let's see. Process corner. It optimized the names too. You know, your naming is terrible. Here, have a different name. Is it cheating? It seems like it is cheating. Removed unnecessary variables like create vine, create cell mod, and current index because they were not used. Simplified variable names and removed unnecessary assignments. Use continue. Created separate functions for the different actions. Can you rewrite this without creating new functions in number 5? Looks like the same thing that I wrote though. We'll see. This looks almost. Wait, let me see. Update indexes. Yeah, I'm not even gonna look at it. Let me just see if it did the thing. Maybe you already have the optimal solution. Oh yeah, maybe I am. Maybe I'm just too big brain. I am an NPC. Let's see. I mean, yeah, it looks like the same thing. Or I mean, well, the functionality is the same. Wait, let's. I actually don't know if it did anything better. If so, okay, so they did do like this is basically an early return. So it is doing the early returns. Let me see. I think I did write continue on if equals 4. See? Wait, what? Cell is equal to 4. I must have written it somewhere if they're checking for that. Oh yeah, if input. Oh yeah, look at that. It is doing some nice stuff. And it is doing the early returns too. Cell down is equal to. It doesn't return. Maybe if I made it. Wait, I'm a little confused. Cell down is equal to cell plus vector 2 dot down. Where's my? I'll have to look into it some more. You call it outdenting? Oh, when it does the Continue. Also, can you guys even see the screen with me zoomed out this much? So it's less indented. I see. Okay. Also, Sticks, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we hit it like, I think like 2 days ago. Inverting conditions, etc. Okay. I'll have to get used to it. My brain cells will have to reconfigure themselves. Rearrange themselves. I honestly don't remember why it's checking for cell down. Like, I think wait, let me see. Is equal to -1. But we also do like. Wait, where is left top set? Bar set. Oh, okay. Parent time out. Okay. I'm sure it is better, but like my brain is still knows how this exactly works. So I'm just like, this is my comfort zone right here. I like seeing this. Because it created a new variable, like, cell plus vector 2 dot, like, I know exactly what this is, where, like, I mean, it makes sense, it's left top, but, like, I don't know why this variable was created, cell down. I think it's because sometimes I check if the down cell, if there's a cell, like, below it is equal to -1, but I also check for, like, the top vector, like, I also check for cells above and cells below, so, like, yeah. It's weird to me. I don't remember what I did there. But I mean, it does get the job done. We'll have to see. When your code is more tabs than code, it's good to consider. I see. Is it more tabs than code? Let me see. Got a decent amount. Oh yeah, there are. I just realized there are a lot of tabs here. All right, we'll look into it. Another thing to add to the back burner, I guess, or we should just start using ChatGPT. Tabs or spaces? I feel like the general consensus is tabs. 4 spaces or a GTFO. All right. I'll leave it the way it is. Hopefully this doesn't confuse me later on. No, it shouldn't. But we're not gonna update this right now. What did I even want to do? We went on this huge tangent. We were supposed to do some art today. We were supposed to make this chapter look beautiful, and then, and then Kuvi Man raided me, and then Titan raided me, and then Coffee Lava, and then Anderson Kev. Who's next? Tangents are the best. How's it going, AeroX? Welcome. I am waking up though. I started the stream being extremely exhausted. I'm Appins. You're lurking, by the way. Thank you for the lurk. How goes your tangents? It's going pretty. It's been fun, I would say. It's not productive, but it's been entertaining. We talked about a lot of stuff, I would say. We got a lot of follows too. A lot of people. Maybe that's. Maybe that's what game dev streams are. They're not actually, it's not game dev, it's just talking about game dev. Nobody actually wants to see game dev, it's boring. So what the hell is going on? My fan is like blowing into my green screen. Well, it's just gonna stay like that. Always down to talk about game design. Yeah, game design is fun. I mean, it is the... I think because it's relatively new, it's not, obviously it's not new, but like it's new to me. It's definitely a lot more fun than talking about coding. Just because I feel like coding is a little bit more objective. Like there's a right and wrong way, or like a more efficient thing to write. Here's an example of some code I wrote recently. Took out all the boring stuff. No early return. So if else. I'll perform. If interaction.guild is not none. Squint is only available in direct messages. Adding main stuff. Okay, I see. I think the only issue with this is there's no issue with the code itself. It's that my brain has to rewire itself to like think, oh, like just do the opposite, you know? It makes sense, but you know, smooth brain, NPC. I've seen my fair share of programs failing to execute due to differing tab characters. Pretty infuriating. Different tab characters? Like a different like like there's a different input type of tab, or like someone using different like spaces versus characters. Considering the top spots on Waka Time leaderboards are around 15 hours, I'm curious what you would rank. I mean, I guess how often am I program? I feel like it really depends, because like the last two streams, I don't think we barely did any coding. But then when we were refactoring, it was like, you know, it was like all stream, which was, you know, maybe like definitely not 15 hours, maybe like on average, if I had to guess, 2 to 4 hours, like considering all aspects of game development. I'm not sure though. All coding I do though is on stream, so someone could actually probably calculate that somehow. Spaces aren't? Oh, I see. I didn't know that. So spaces are better actually. Alright, we're gonna switch to spaces. Alrighty. But yeah, thanks for the recommendation. We will put this into practice. I am trying to become a better programmer too. Trying to learn the like lately I've been, or like during a lot of the development, I was always like, oh, let me just get whatever gets it done, which is good. Like it's good at like, you know, getting shit done, but also I mean, I feel like you're gonna refactor anyway, but it's like it's definitely good to start using these better practices once we do refactor more of this code. But yeah, or maybe ChatGPT will get significantly better at some rate. Nobody does that. They set the tab character to 4 spaces in their ID. Alrighty. So we were trying to figure out before we went on that huge tangent. Let me see what the hell I was working on. The best design first. Like we want to figure out like what looks the best before we start automating how it's going to be placed. So right now we're spamming the furniture pieces on the ceiling and on the floor, and it looks, I would say it looks kind of ugly. But maybe if we spammed it, I don't know. Also, I think we are also going to rewrite how it's like. I feel like we should maybe randomize placing the large objects and then go through it again. Either go through it again. I feel like going through it again is actually ideal, because I think what we would do next time is figure out what the length of this this floor is, and then appropriately space them throughout the ground here. We're a special breed, aren't we? Should I hit caps lock every time I wanted a to single caps the character? I actually knew someone who did that. It was my it was a family member. Did you fix the internet, by the way? Yeah. Yes. I did buy an internet adapter, Wi-Fi adapter, but I also bought a Wi-Fi card. I haven't put it in yet. It came in yesterday. I'm probably going to return the adapter. And just use the Wi-Fi card. Oh, looks, what the hell? Oh, whoa! It comes with like little antenna. That's pretty cool. I didn't even know that. And it comes with a disc apparently to install the drivers, I guess, because everybody has a CD-ROM nowadays. Look at this. It's like a Wii. It's like a freaking GameCube CD, or yeah. Heading to bed now. All right, I'll see you, Tomer. You're probably not gonna miss anything. This has been a free coffee coaster. Indeed, it doesn't even. What the hell? Oh, that's cute. Well, you can see my game from here. You can see. Oh, you can see the reflection. You can see. This is what you guys look like to me. Bought a cheap drawing tablet. Oh, so did I. Dude, I've been spending a decent amount of money lately. I have my drawing tablet right here, actually. It gets the job done. It was cheap, but like, I think if it ever breaks, I'll probably get a better one. But yeah, here is the. We'll probably do it off stream later today. And it has antennae. I don't know what's the correct word to use. Well, yeah, cool. The issue with the wait, you asked if I have what kind of adapter? The adapter is it was a Wi-Fi adapter. So what happened was there was like a storm and it like ruined my, I don't know, something happened. I was connected via Ethernet. Wi-Fi, yeah. Again, I have their permission. I asked them to if I can use their Wi-Fi, but yes, I'm still stealing it. What was I gonna say? Blah, 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 blah. Oh yeah. With the Wi-Fi, the Bluetooth, the like the USB Wi-Fi adapter, it doesn't like I don't know why, but using Discord it does like it lags sometimes. Like I'll have my friend. It's not like a big deal, but like every 5 seconds someone's voice might like just break, or like it'll just cut off for like a split second. But it's like that split second, like it happening every 5 seconds, is just annoying. So yeah, I thought it would have been fine. It's fine for streaming. It seems like it's perfect for streaming. I haven't played any multiplayer games. I feel like maybe something might mess up with the multiplayer games, but yeah. Thought it was to replace Ethernet or something. So I was using Ethernet, but yeah, again, something happened. Like my internet doesn't work anymore, so I had to use Wi-Fi, but I didn't have a Wi-Fi card. And I didn't know like the price of the Wi-Fi card was basically the same as the adapter. Super interesting stuff, I know. We don't actually do game dev, we just talk about game dev and internet and the struggles of a US citizen. First world problems, Boo-hoo, Wi-Fi doesn't work. Alright. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to duplicate this. Said it earlier, real Devin is hellish kinda. No, yeah, you're right. It is fun. This is actually perfect because I was actually just thinking, hey, I needed a break from game dev, but I didn't want to like stop doing game dev today. So it was kind of nice that we actually didn't get much done. Here, wait. I'm gonna make this unique. And what we're gonna do for randomizing this? Let me try that again. We're only gonna place the also I'm gonna lower the z index of this. I'm gonna put this on. I guess we could put this on 1 for now. Or I guess wait, no, we can keep it on 0. But for this one, we're gonna put it on 1, or I guess 2, just so we can mess with it and see what designs on randomizing the foreground objects could look like, or like what would be the perfect look for maybe automating this stuff is just not where it's at. I feel like maybe we just have to manually place this stuff. Ideally, like if I had all the time in the world, placing furniture by hand would be perfect, but I'm lazy. Or I just think, I could, my time is better spent elsewhere. But yeah, manually placing it is definitely, I would say, better in terms of aesthetics and stuff. Let me look at the script. Which one is the large one? So this one, 23. So let me comment out 23 real quick. Wait, what? We have it commented out. What? There must be another one. 18. Take it as a compliment that we're here to talk crap with you, and not just watch the dev. What, are you guys not impressed with my capabilities of making a game? I thought that's why people watch me. Not because I'm hilarious and have a great personality and super funny and charismatic and I'm shooting the shit once again. I'm gonna increase this to 2 real quick just so why isn't it saving? Let's see. Z index is set to 2, but it's still spawning behind this object. Z index is it set to relative? No. 3? Oh, what? Okay, we'll put it on 3. No, it keeps getting. That's so weird. Hmm. I don't know why it's spawning behind these objects. This is set to 0, and this one is set to 3. Oh, that's why. There we go. Wait, people don't watch these for the rabbit holes? Maybe. I don't know. I feel like it's not very often that I go down these like I'll say easily allow it to happen. Like you don't have to say much to make me go into a tangent, but I feel like most of the time people just watch and chill. Yeah. All right, so this is what it currently looks like. You can see we're spamming objects. I don't know if I really like this look of just spamming you know, it'd be really cool if we could like procedurally like stack objects on each other. Like you see these two boxes right here. If I could, you know, magically, you know, just stack another one on top, did something like that, similar to how we do things. This was me manually drawing these right here. If we could do something like that, it would be really cool. Use you as company. I think that's what most people do. I mean, that's what I do when I watch other streamers too. Unless I like raid them, and then it's like, then I'm just dead and I just watch the stream. Or it's like someone really entertaining. Certain devs that talk too much, you know, like me. It's hard for me to work along with. Same with Saltoons. I feel like Saltoons talks way too much. I like that, but that's why I like his stream. But yeah, he talks way too much. It's distracting, but it's good, you know. It's fun. So yeah, with this, it looks like it's spamming. Maybe we reduce. Yeah, that's where I got my scribbles from, though. I think that's why I started doing it more often. I'm like, oh, I feel more intelligent when I draw it out. It does help a lot, though, like visualizing it for sure. All right, what am I trying to do? First, I'm gonna mess with this. I'm gonna set this to 2 and see what that looks like. Maybe randomizing this too. Like right now I think it's consistently more than 2. But like switching between 2 and 3 might make it have a good look too. Let me see. Boom, boom. Oh my god, what the hell? Now we're like spamming furniture. This is way too much. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about. This is too much. Let me see. Yeah, 2. Let's try. So 3. So we tried 3, and 3 gives it like that pixel gap, or like that tile gap in between. So if we try it one more time, we'll see nothing happens because we didn't save it. So run it again. Yeah, and this just looks too fabricated. What I'm gonna try to do is randomize it. So like sometimes we'll have 2, sometimes we'll have 3. I think that'll look better. Should we hard code it just to test it out? Let me see. Frequency. Right here, if it's greater than, yeah, let me just do plus equals rendi range. Whoops. Oh, RNG. Where's our RNG? What happened to RNG? We don't have an RNG. And let's just do that real quick. Boom. RNG dot randi from 0 to 2. We'll say 1 to 2. You can keep the frequency at 2. Expected else after if. What? Ternary expected else? Why? Doesn't this just return? I'm still here. Yeah, sorry. Sorry, Pagorli. What the hell? What's going on here? What am I doing wrong here? Ternary. Oh. Boom, boom, boom. Indeed, I am still here. It hasn't even been that long. It's only been 3 hours of us doing almost nothing. So it seems like it's still spamming it a bunch from 1 to 2. Is it here, let me see something. Randi range. What is this printing? What is this returning? Or do I have to say? We should put this somewhere else, but I'm gonna RNG randomize real quick. Okay, so it is working. It's not as cool as I thought it would be. We have too many large objects too. Let's actually get rid of the large ones for now. $16, $17. Wait, what the hell? Oh, I guess it's 17. I don't know. Maybe. Anyway, let me put this in the background actually. Let me set this to 2. No. 1. Maybe putting it in the background would make it slightly better. Let me change this to... We're just going to keep messing with these values until we get something that looks half decent. Not too bad. I could see this working, but it still isn't. It still isn't perfect for me. But I do like the I do like these books in the foreground, like the background books and the foreground books. Let me see something. Furniture boxes. Is there any parallax? Yeah, there is. We were actually messing with the parallax recently too. Here, I can show you what it looks like. It's gonna look ugly. The parallax, honestly, in this chapter doesn't look too good. Because this is like an enclosed area. Oh, we were messing with having the parallax actually be bookshelves, but I don't think it looks that good. What we're probably gonna do is keep the walls in, and then the parallax is actually gonna be an environment outside. Here, this is what it's supposed to look like. Parallax, chapter 1. So I'll hide this one. I'll put this one back in. Here, this is what it's originally what it originally looks like. But yeah, it's more than likely always going to have something covering it, at least in this one, and then we might have like windows exposing the parallax from time to time, or like the larger rooms will have the parallax. But in rooms that are static, like this one actually has a little bit of movement in it, but most rooms are static, or like most of the camera is static in the first chapter. Like, you know, this one, there's not any movement, so there's no like, there is a parallax in the background, but it's not necessary. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to do. I do low-key like the stacked furniture. You know, I just don't like the random furniture that we're putting in right now. So here, let me hide this. What is this? So yeah, I kind of like this look. It's simple, it's cleaner than having like a bunch of objects. Like certain areas look kind of cool, like if we hand place them here. That just might have to be it. We might have to just hand draw this area, which is fine because, I mean, this is the first chapter, so like, again, first impressions are really important. So like, you know, putting things to look really pretty is yeah, it's kind of important. So this is the only one that kind of needs that structure, or like that level of detail. I think the other ones, like chapter, oh, what the hell? Let's see, chapter 2. What's a good example? Chapter 2, the art that we place in chapter 2 is usually like the grass that we only place on the green cells, or like vines, or let me see what else there is. I mean, there's just so many threats too, so it's like almost not even important. We have those things too. Let me see, chapter 3. Again, chapter 3 just has random. Oh my god, the volume is so loud. Has more grass and then like more random objects like this one. Or objects like that one. Also, this one is unshaded for some reason. the that cage right there. I don't think it's meant to be. Did we mess up somewhere? Yeah, some of these are unshaded. I wonder if I always did that. So that's another thing. Like, do I want to have foreground objects unshaded? Yeah, I think there must have been like a bug or something, or not a bug, like we must have messed with these rooms because like this one is unshaded, or this one is shaded, and then yeah, all of these ones going forward are also shaded. So I must have just like manually messed with them at some point. So we're gonna figure this all out. I'm not gonna do anything today. We're gonna figure it out today, but in terms of the code, I feel like it's a whole lot to figure out right now. Take it easy. Thank you. We'll write it all out right now. Let me try to figure this out. So chapter 1 is going to be hand drawn. I think it just needs to be. We could try to figure out how to like procedurally like place it all, but there's no guarantee it's going to look good. And yeah, just the attention to detail is only required in the first chapter. Everything else I think is a little bit more like natural looking. Could always combine the two. Yeah, I kind of did combine the two too. Like right here, some of these are like randomly placed, but then there are the old objects that I never deleted that are hand drawn from like a long time ago. I'm just thinking like with the current state of things, like not even sure what I would want to randomize. Like the ceiling stuff, like obviously placing cobwebs in corners look really good. Things on the ceiling will probably be, procedurally placed. The pillars will definitely be, for the most part, procedurally placed. But yeah, like for instance, right here, like it looks weird that this is here, then a plant, then a box, then a random vase, and they're like also placed upside down on the ceiling because I was like, oh yeah, like it's supposed to look wacky everywhere. Doesn't make sense at all. But yeah, we'll figure it out. And the fact that they're separated, this, then one tile, then this, then one tile, it's also kind of, I mean, sometimes it's two, but it still looks too handmade, or I'm sorry, too procedurally made, and not in a good way. Let me see. I think we could try procedurally placing the bookshelves, like this one right here. Like this is definitely achievable, what we did here, with the background showing like the dark books in the background, then the lighter ones in the foreground. That can definitely be done. But everything else, yeah, handmade, hand drawn everything. I think that's the route. All right, so goals for next stream. Let's figure this out. Or and this has to be like one of our better looking chapters, or yeah, one of the best looking chapters, if not the best. Procedurally placed large bookshelves, foreground and background. And yeah, for sure. The thing that's nice currently is the new chapters that I add are always, they're just so much better than the first chapter. And that's why that's why we've been focusing so much on the first chapter lately. Was because, yeah, like I keep getting better at like designing the newer rooms. And so like, then we go back to the first chapter. I'm like, oh my God, this chapter looks hideous compared to the new ones. And then it's like, oh, you know, first impressions are super important, and like people are gonna see the first chapter and they might judge it on that. So yeah, I think the later chapters definitely look good. Or you know, my ego tells me they look good. Who knows? But yeah, you're definitely right. The middle chapters and the ending chapters have to be just as good. And then hand placed small furniture in the foreground. All right, cool. We figured it out. Only took 3 hours to get this to figure this out. That's okay. We'll leave it at that for today. Let's see who is online. We're also there's more to this because how we procedurally place things right now. I think it could technically work, but we'd have to keep randomizing it until we found the perfect texture, or we can better code it to like first detect the size of the room. Because like right now, what we do is we go through each cell and we're like, oh, is this a valid cell to place it? If it is, has it been placed recently? And then we place it. But it might be better to like calculate how many tiles are here first, or how many available tiles are here first, and then from there, you know, we select how many, you know, we want, you know, 4 bookshelves in this area, and then we you know, randomly place them in between or something like that. I'm not entirely sure yet. Have you seen how LDTK does some of its decoration placement? I haven't seen the decoration placement, but I've seen like its auto tiling, which I think is relatively good, but also not ideal for me. I didn't know they do decoration placement in LDTK as well. Some pretty large zone requirements, I see. So yeah, I've coded like a decent amount. Like it's not perfect, obviously. It does look better in the other chapters. For instance, like here, if I go into like this room. Here, watch it look like shit right now. But yeah, like randomizing stuff in these rooms, I think it looks pretty good to me. Actually, this is way more than it usually spawns. Usually the frequency is much lower than this. But yeah, I feel like this looks good because this chapter is a little bit more crazy. Like it's not structured, you know? It's kind of like, you know, you're in hell, anything could really happen here, you know? The possibilities are endless, whereas in a library they're more structured, so it's hard to procedurally make art for that one. Or procedurally place art for that one. Thought it might be a good reference. I'll look into it. I've downloaded LDTK in the past. It didn't work for me for what I wanted, but maybe I'll try it out again. Or just like see what they're doing. But I don't know how they're doing it, so yeah, we'll look into it. I know how they're doing their auto tiling a little bit, but yeah, not the placement of like decorations. So yeah, let's see who is on. Probably isn't it worth it? Yeah. I remember I tried using it as well. It was too much for me. Let's see who is online. There's Mathrim, Settlix, Irish John, Oh god, you're leaving? Yes, I am leaving, Alex. I apologize. Shiny. Oh, Shiny's online. I'll go for Shiny. Wonder how long he's streaming for. Hopefully.
Welcome to McDonald's. May I take your order, please? Quarter pounder with cheese. Royal with cheese.
With the new Schwab starter kit, open an account and get
The Belgian Shiny or Shiny? Oh, sorry, or Methrim or Shiny? I've raided Methrim a bunch of times. We'll go for Shiny. I did raid Shiny recently too, but it was like during a morning stream, and I feel like he's always on my stream, and I'm never on his, so we're going for Shiny. Till next time, people. Bum, 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 bum. Bye, Alex. Bye, Cozy. Arrow. Blue. Everybody. Desired State. Pagorly. Thank you for watching, everybody.
Des statistiques quoi sur la mission qu'on vient de terminer. Et voilà. Alright. Practical NPC, what a surprise. Oh wow. I was not